So I've been doing a few videos actually shooting just with my guy's voice, and I said this before, it's my voice, so why not own it? Sometimes I'm going to talk with my guy voice, sometimes I think I'll talk with my girl's voice. Either way, I think it rocks. I love both actually. Um, I personally feel like life in general is full of surprises. I happen to be one of those. You know, my mother, when she was pregnant with me, was going through some severe health issues, and she had a hormonal imbalance, and she quite literally wanted a girl the entire time she was pregnant. Well, she got a boy, and she named him Luke. What she didn't realize was she actually got her girl. With the passing of my mother, I was really hit hard with just a lot of questions of life, and was I making the right choices, and would I actually regret this? How would I want to be seen and talked about in my funeral? And I found as I questioned myself that I was actually on the right track with this transition. And I'm very glad to have made the choice that I have, although it was a very difficult one to arrive at. With everything that's happened in my life to date, I would say that I finally reached a point where I feel like my life is finally going in a good, healthy direction for myself. And although I know I have a lot more to struggle with, and a lot more with difficulties, I know that they're lining up on the horizon. I feel like I am more apt and ready to deal with those and to take them a day at a time. And I look forward to them more so now, feeling empowered than I ever have before. I understand people better, actually. I understand why people do things that they do, and I feel more open to individuals, and just for some reason it's opened up this door inside my heart, and my feelings of love, they were always already there, but they seem to come pouring out towards people far easier and more often, and not to tears, but to understanding, and I really love that about myself. I think that's one of the greatest things I've gotten out of my transition so far is love for myself, which I was never able to find as a guy. And I find it's very important to recognize that I did find it doing transition, and actually changing my gender and working on that. I actually do love myself, and when it was such an impossibility before, it's hard to ignore the fact that that's what came about by my transition. Something very, very special, something very good. Love of oneself. I think that with the reactions I get from people, although it does wear down on me at times, I think that it's quite frankly a good thing in the end. I am learning to exercise that muscle in my heart of endurance to be able to endure such things. I look forward to a day to where reactions won't bother me at all, because I'm so secure with who I am, and I'm so secure with those that I'm surrounded with, that love me. So, and I think that this transition is going to make me a stronger person. I tend to really love everybody around me, to be honest with you. I really do. I love how people um, how people react to me a lot of times, even though a lot of very weird, crazy, and rude questions are asked. There's a part of me that actually sometimes enjoys it, because not because of the attention, but because I have a chance to educate people on something that they're not very familiar with. It's not often that somebody gets to meet a transgender person, and it's especially not very often they get to meet a transgender person that is very open and free flowing and talking about their situation. It's a chance to educate, actually. Yeah, I feel good about that. I think the very worst reaction I ever got was still from my father, and my father seems to be a little bit more open to me now, and I'd like to see where that goes. But it still is from my father, which I shot another video on that on my channel, and I still love him, but I haven't quite come to terms with his reaction quite yet. I wish that he was there for me more, but I'm coming to terms with all of that. When it comes to religion, I've kind of let go of the LDS or the Mormon religion because there is no explanation for who I am in there, and there's no leniency on me doing a transition in the Mormon religion. I can't really be myself there. I have to be somebody I'm not. And that literally almost led to my destruction. So, as far as the Mormon religion is concerned, I no longer practice it or feel like I'm an active member or want to participate in it. At this point, if I were to be excommunicated, I don't feel sad about that. I've come to peace with it. Although there is quite a few downsides to a transition, I can say rightfully so that it's been the best decision of my life, which I have said before. It has brought about a sense of love for myself that I've never been able to find before. And religiously speaking, although I don't feel that I'm too religious at this point, um, I feel like it's actually been a good thing for me, religiously speaking, spiritually, I suppose is the best way to put it. As far as this affecting other people's lives around me, I know that it will initially be hard for some, but I also know that it's been very hard for me over the years, and I can't ignore that. I really need to start tuning myself into myself, and that's what I've effectively done, and start listening to my body and my mind, and start writing things in my own life. I imagine life like a net stretched over a framework, and myself in the middle of it and my family around me. If I lift myself up on this net, my family comes up with me, and it's kind of like that, I feel. If I take care of myself and I do what's right for me, I feel like it will affect my family in a good way, and they will see how much better off I am, and it will end up being a good thing for everybody. If there's one thing I learned in life, it's that if you put out good energy, you will receive back good energy. If you put out negative energy, you will receive back negative. The best thing I could say to anybody before when they go into transition is put out a lot of good energy. Do that and you'll find a lot more success. Thanks so much for watching my video.